Yeah, baby! Cheers, boys. Happy 50th episode.
Cheers.
Almost calling my pants down there.
I couldn't be any more excited to celebrate episode 50 with you boys. We got a couple treats. They're icing down, and I'll explain them in a minute. Pat, you look very excited to see what we got, so I can't wait to bring it out to the group.
I'm pretty sure I saw a Goldschläger bottle.
He's got a half chub just thinking about it.
Does not make me pleased about that.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for episode 50. It's almost a year. If we would think one episode for every week, but we've done a couple extras. But so we're getting close to a year here. But 50 episodes, and I think that's an accomplishment. I've looked at a lot of beginner setup, and a lot of guys, a lot of people don't make it to 50.
Yeah,
so.
we just had nothing better to do with our lives, clearly.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I thought about that too. I'm like, well, maybe we're just gluttons for punishment. But thank you so much for those fans.
Our livers have aged severely in the last year.
Pat, you have looked like you aged a little bit in the year.
It's hard. It's been hard. It's been hard to live, guys. I've been double up with turmeric. I've been doing two pills a day.
Oh man, I gotta get back on that. I'm slacking here. This whole work till forever and ever. I haven't been able to get to Costco and get all the good vitamins. But enough about me. Thank you for joining us. We got a fun one here.
Let's get down to the brass tacks, sir.
I got you, baby. You can check us out on Instagram and Twitter. All right.
And the YouTubes.
And
at what?
At Podcast S&P.
Thank you.
You can reach us at Gmail, or the S&P Podcast at gmail.com. We've had some stuff going on there. We've got a ton of people checking out the YouTubies. So it's going well. And YouTube congratulated us for getting 100 hours in a month. They're like, Jesus, whoever's
Peter Grosh has been ripping and tearing through the hours, baby.
I'm going to get there. Hey, we're 1% of our 10,000 hours. So do us a favor.
If you dream big enough, you out there, guys, and you have enough repeats on your computer.
Hey, listen, goals, baby.
1% of 10,000 hours.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
We'll get there, baby. No, but hey, if you like what you hear and you're enjoying this podcast, do us a favor. Please subscribe to YouTube. Send us some comments. Give us some feedback. If you got anything you want us to talk about, some beers to try, some whiskey to try, please hit us up at the S&P Podcast at gmail.com. And then finally, want to thank DLM Tax and Accounting. They have been here since episode 1, sponsoring the podcast, getting us some liquor, getting us some stickers, and all types of fun stuff. And you can check them out at dlmtax.com, or you can reach them at the admin at dlmholdings.net. All right, boys, that's enough of the business.
The brass tax is over.
Yeah, baby.
Is it tax or tax?
I think it's tax.
Okay. Tax. T-A-X.
Yes.
Okay. So if episode 50 is the first one you've listened to, how we start the podcast is kind of just go over our weeks. My week was miserable. I worked till midnight pretty much Monday through Wednesday. Oof. Yeah, not great. And then we're up at 5:30 to work out. And I could barely walk till about Tuesday. Not great, Joe. Not great. Not great.
See, I recovered physically okay, but I thought for sure I was going to have to, stop during the race to, do my business.
Go to the washroom, yeah.
Yep. Didn't happen. Yeah. But the following days, I made up for it in spades.
My stomach was so
and there goes the viewership. Now, or listenership, however you call it.
If you run... and check out episode 49, which is a really fun one. Joe and I ran a half marathon last week. And if you run at all, like if you run like a little bit of distance at all this week?
The only thing I did, I ran a 5K today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I was at...
Joe heard the ice cream truck outside and was like, I got to get me some ice cream.
Well, we have the Bucktown 5K next week, so I was like, let me
I think it's 2 weeks.
No, I think in October.
Yeah, I think it's first week of October.
Oh.
I pray.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, I'm way off.
Peter's nipples can't handle it.
Well, I was like
5K right now.
I was like, let me run a 5K, see what my time is.
It'll be
just to get the gauge, and I ran that in like 23, almost a little under 24 minutes. So I was like, okay, cool. So I want to try to get like 7-minute miles. That's my goal.
Oh, nice.
Son of a bitch.
Did you have any?
Pregame, Christopher.
Did you have any issues?
That was a half marathon time. I was definitely like. I was like, yeah. So I ran 23:42 today.
Yeah, you know extra cookers, Chris. You gotta save your back and legs, baby.
Yeah. God, Lord. I was getting down to like 26 minutes there. I thought I had a shot, sneak in, not a chance.
Here's what we're gonna do.
The whole reason I ran today was because you're you were feeling confident, and I was like, shit, is Chris is like starting to run more regularly. Is he gonna beat me? I was like, I gotta see where I'm at, and if I gotta make up for the time.
Here's what we go, Chris. We're gonna put like a belt, like one of those little kid leashes on Joe, and you'll be behind him. Every time he gets too far away, you just yank him back.
That's what I got for my dog.
Yeah,
I felt fine today.
Okay, so now that
Yeah.
I ran last Sunday. Tried to I've heard that if you the help with the recovery process is to kind of get the.
It's like you break up that lactic acid that has been.
That didn't help at all.
Oh God! Oh God!
Lies.
Don't BS.
I could barely get out of the car.
How long did you
Sunday.
run for?
Maybe 45 minutes at most, and it was like I ran with Chris the whole time.
Yeah, I think it was like 40 minutes. We got like 4 miles, like maybe like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
4 miles.
Nothing crazy. But that was the longest I had to run. And then today I ran in the morning on the lakeshore. And I'm not even kidding you. I had a little bit of like anxiety, kind of like remembering last Saturday. Like that first mile was like, I did not feel good. Like I felt like I was back on mile 13.1. I was like, man, this is weird.
For me, it was the opposite. I was like, I can run 3 miles. It's way less than fucking 13.
Oh, yeah. No.
I cussed. Whoops.
Yes!
Yeah.
Episode 50, we're gonna get the fireball going. So again,
we're on such a high streak there of nobody swearing within the first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Joe's got like 4 shots in the bag, doesn't he?
I do. I think I have 3 or 4.
You almost.
I think
It
you're
was
right.
2 weeks ago where you like had like a weird like you had a stroke moment when you stopped swearing.
You were like hell or something like that. I was like, what a recovery. It was
so
fantastic.
if you're a first-time listener, in the first 15 minutes, if you swear, you have to take a shot. We got a shot or swear jar full of shots.
Yep.
And we used to have honey mustard, but Pat killed it for us.
Yep.
Maybe I just drank it, all right?
Maybe you probably did.
No, you threw it out. We clearly saw you throw it away.
Yeah.
So what actually changed it for me was some fat kids started beating me, and I got really upset, and I was like, okay, enough of this. So then I started, but you're right.
9-year-old guy with a walker is beating Pierre while he's running down.
This guy's walking.
no.
This guy's running past. Like, I feel great today, guys. This is so good. I'm killing that guy, and then he's like, oh no.
So but you're right. By the end of it, Joe, I was running. It was nothing. It felt really good.
I did think about it though, like that first mile, or like first mile that I ran today. I was like, I could see why people warm up.
Yeah.
And why people will run a mile or 2 before a race, because like last week when we did the half marathon, it wasn't until mile 2 or 3 I felt that I kind of hit a stride and my body felt like warmed up and comfortable.
Yes.
And then mile 10 it was all downhill. I was like, I'm done.
That's like the first half mile for me when I start running.
Yeah.
Like if you look at my times today, my first mile was 10 minutes. Everything else was sub 8 or like 8.5.
Yeah.
The rest of the time. So it takes like me like literally like a half mile to get like warmed up going.
Yeah.
How was your week, Joe? You're the only one I haven't seen.
My week, it wasn't anything special. It wasn't anything
Just
crazy.
kinda
I was
similar.
just waiting for
For the weekend.
Exactly.
For the weekend. Because last Saturday was fun. We went out for a light dinner and some drinks, but I think everybody about 11:30 was like, I could barely keep my eyes open. Went to Sheffield's. We started on Belmont at the bar where the crowd was chanting.
USCS.
Yeah.
Oh
UCF.
yeah. Yeah.
They were up only 90-0. Do we have any idea where the Alabama game?
44 points in going into the fourth quarter.
Okay, that's possible. Today I took 2 bets. I took one for my alma mater.
It's 51 right now.
Okay, then they scored
How much
again.
time?
Going to the fourth. It's 28.
Nice.
28-31.
Oh, here we go.
28-31?
28-23, sorry.
Yeah.
So I took the Michigan versus NIU, and I took NIU to cover Michigan's 27.5. Seemed like a lot of points. And NIU have been doing okay. They got blown out by the fourth quarter. It was 60-3 or 63-3.
Is there a mercy rule?
A real homer pick by the McGraws.
Yes, not a good pick. But the other thing is, come on, Michigan. Do we have to 63-3? Can we be a little
Jim
nice?
Harbaugh shows no mercy.
No mercy.
No mercy.
That's like that football team that you heard, the high school football team that got slaughtered, and they're like, "What is this?"
I meant to bring this up last week. You have brought it up. Did you hear? Like, did you get into the details of the story at all?
I read into it. Yeah.
So ESPN aired a high school game that was one of the elite the elite Florida high school.
Both teams are supposed to have multiple D1 prospects.
Yes.
Yep.
The one was completely BS. It was, they had grown men on the team.
They also started their football program a year ago.
But they had grown men on the team, and they hired people to play this game.
Some guys were like 20-something years old. Like 20,
And they still lost?
22.
Dude,
And
it was like,
It wasn't like they lost by like 3 or something. They got their asses blown out.
the announcers came on and were like, if you're just turning in, we feel terrible. Like this, we didn't do our research. Like the announcer was like, we couldn't find any of these guys' names. Their names were so generic. It was like Mike Smith Jr. Like it was insane.
Double junior, I love it.
Mike Smith, he said he's been a resident of the state of Maryland for the last 5 years. Like embroidery.
He does some fancy work with the football too.
It's insane. Like how this team got away with it. Like how they duped ESPN.
ESPN got in trouble.
Yeah, they should.
For like not.
Somebody should be going to jail for this.
Well, ESPN said they outsourced the diligence on it for like they use like an outside company.
Yeah.
To vet the teams, and clearly that person didn't drop the ball. Clearly.
Yeah.
This high school
reminds
team
me of The Office.
destroyed.
Yeah. Oh, I mean,
like grown men. Like that's insane.
That's
I can't. Yeah, when you told me that there's 23-year-olds on the team and they got beat by high school,
there might have been older men. Like some of the offensive linemen looked like they maybe were smokers and they just got off like the assembly line.
It was really bad.
Well, in that defense, I mean the high school guys are probably in better shape.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, the defense, like every time, like they were, like you could see the coaches like, what? They were not, like they were running up and down, like trying to figure things out. It was the most insane thing I've ever seen. Thank God no one got hurt. Like if somebody would have gotten hurt, ESPN, both schools, everyone would have been sued. Because I'm gotta assume the high school's got to do something for that, right? Like shouldn't they do?
I think it's the high school that put the guys out there. Though. I mean, or if those guys hurt one of the high school players in the other team, I'm sure that would have been a lawsuit from the other way too.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the high school that was not duped.
Especially if you're like, what if you're like a top? I'm sorry, not to cut you off, Pat, but what if you're like a 5-star?
Yeah.
Like and you just lost $100 million.
Yeah, I'm guessing if you're the team that was like a legit team, they're probably not getting sued for anything. But the other team, they're the ones liable for everything.
Yeah. I know you. I remember you bringing that up and not reading it and thinking like, holy crap, is this insane?
Yeah, and the story is just like wild because the coach has a history of doing stuff like this. Like
that would be a 30 for 30 for sure.
It has to be. But the other thing is like,
yeah, put it on Dateline, right?
There's another one that I like, but people are so. If you wonder if some of these like this guy had gotten this all together. If he just put his mind into something good,
that's the thing that like blows my mind is he did all of this and nobody caught him until this moment.
When they got when it's 1,000 to nothing, you're like, oh, this isn't right. There's something.
And
wrong
only
here.
because it was televised.
Well, but that and like they're like watching these kids line up, and you're just like they're not. There's nobody here knows what they're doing. Like you could tell what your eyes are telling you.
Hot route.
Yeah.
Hot route. I don't know what hot route is.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Just stand over here, please.
Yeah.
When all 11 men are blitzing the quarterback and the wide receivers are just running down the field, like touch.
It's insane. But I always think about you know what I was thinking about too is in Max's fantasy football. There's a guy in there who has so much time on his hand that he creates a spreadsheet that tells you how the coaches do. And in that
you know the league does that for yourself, right?
He's got his own little metrics. I don't know. Dude, listen, these kids have too much time sometimes. And
they literally have way too much fucking time.
In my head, though, I thought like if this kid would put this much energy into anything else, like what if he was like a supervillain? Like he would take over the world. Like if he just put that much energy, he could probably take over the world.
Joe, can you tell us what your spreadsheet you've created for the league here?
Oh man, well, allow me to.
Did you win your fantasy game or no?
Mm-hmm.
I did, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Thank
Congrats.
you very much, by the way.
You're
Thank you very much for that.
The Chicago McGraws are off to a raging start.
I'm 1-1 in the league. I lost my own game, so every time Joe wins, I win.
Dude, it's like you have a second team.
Exactly.
I'm like, Chris, what do I do?
I love when Max compliments Joe's like, his running backs are so good. Look at his bench. He's got a full bench of running backs. And I'm like, Chris, you couldn't tell Joe to give us one running back. Like, you had to get him all the running backs.
Every time, because I don't pay attention to that text chain. There's just too much going on. But every time I'm like, yes, and I did it all by myself. With absolutely with no one's help. With no one over my shoulder.
I love touchdowns. Touchdowns are fun.
Every single player in every single round of that game.
As absolutely everybody on the podcast has no idea what we're talking about. But in this little group, it's...
I don't either. I'm not in this chain either.
Yeah, you don't want to be. Listen, I was doing yoga.
I've muted it.
I have to. we were doing yoga Thursday, and it was zing, 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 and it's just over the most silly things.
It just goes
absolutely silliness.
It devolves into like just sheer madness. Yeah, it's wild.
Some people like, I was telling Pat yesterday, if Max had any like outside ambition because he's very smart and he's really good at his work, and Max is a friend of ours in Seattle. If he wanted, he could have a unbelievable fantasy football podcast, or he could run a site to help.
Oh, I mean, he is so into it and so like insightful and
like that's all he thinks about,
and just looks up stats and stuff as it's coming in. I'm like, dude, how do you?
Yeah, you could monopolize that. Yeah, I mean, something too. You're right.
As soon as like something happens,
how do you keep up with it?
I have Saquon Barkley.
Yeah. He has like 6 computers open in his TV.
He texted me and he's like, hey, you probably don't want to play, which thankfully like some of the guys in our league are so kind, like they'll just tell you, hey, you probably don't want to do this.
I was nervous somebody was going to whine about it.
But
I was like,
he texted me, he's like, hey, you may want to like take Saquon out.
Well, the one guy told you in the group chat that you should get rid of the one guy.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, the way I look at it is like, who gives a shit? You're playing a goddamn game.
No, I think so too. No, I'm
but I mean, like, if people are gonna get mad about it,
yeah.
I mean, you're playing a stupid game. Just
there are some guys like spreadsheet supervillain guy. Yeah. He's probably like.
Here's the guy who told people.
No, he was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really? That's what I thought. You're really thinking about that. Maybe I shouldn't be. But I thought when Max was giving you a little bit of help that you're right. Like somebody might get mad about that. But
I made that drop this week, Peter. By the way.
What's up?
I picked up an receiver from Indianapolis. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And ESPN or in
minor league.
Yeah?
Well, I did in a bunch of leagues, but yeah, in yours too.
Who did you drop from our team?
Willie Gallman.
Willie Gallman!
Yeah. I don't know who he is.
He's screaming, don't worry about it.
What team did he play for?
He was the backup for Atlanta.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Peter, I dropped this guy. Who was that guy?
I was just hoping it wasn't the New England guy. Is pretty. I like him. The New England receiver.
No, I didn't. I picked. It was the bottom of our barrel of our roster.
Yeah.
The guy for Indianapolis had some good numbers last week, and everybody's hurt on that team. So
nice. Any of you two have anything for the week?
We just worked. That was work.
I see Chris 24/7, so I kind of know his life.
Yeah, very much.
I mean, Chris, between working and deal with some other stuff in his life, it's all he's got to focus on.
That's all I got.
He's got all I get to focus on. But you're a great reminder of why the dating apps can be tough.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And oddly successful.
And in this situation, I'm playing hide and seek, and I don't want to be found.
We've gone from hider to seeker.
This is.
You go hide, I'll come.
She's the one right now who's hiding out, and no one's looking for her.
Counting to 1 billion right now.
I was telling Pat, I was like, the dating apps, they're a lot, but sometimes you get some great stories out of it. You know?
Oh yeah,
and that's the best part of it.
I'm getting all of them right now. Apparently,
Joe still got the best story about him switching his preferences. It didn't work out.
Yeah. That's
I'm not. I don't need to pick me up like that.
you might get real. You might be real popular, Chris.
No, I don't need that pick me up.
I'm trying to think. Did you see that Pat was telling me that was it the fights? They weren't last week, were they? They were 2 weeks ago. I'm sorry.
That was last weekend.
Was it the Evander
Yeah. Oh, the Vieter Belfort.
Yes, they were.
Anderson Silva.
It was
Evander Holyfield. Versus,
and I called that one immediately.
Yeah.
Belfort or Victor
Belfort
beat the crap out of him. And I was like, and as soon as it literally went the way I said it would go on the podcast. If he was going to go at it, he would have knocked him out in a minute.
And that's basically what he did.
And Pat got his wet dream of Anderson Silva knocking out Tito Ortiz. But Pat was telling me that they only had 110 buys.
150,000 buys, so it grew about 7.5 million pay-per-view, which is not. I think the.
Say that again.
They only sold 150,000 buys of it.
Oh wow.
Pay-per-view buys of it. Yeah. So I don't think that's not even to cover like the purses. That's only like $7.5 million roughly.
Wow.
For comparison,
but then they make so much on advertising.
Is that you think so?
Stuff like that. I'm sure they do. Yeah.
I thought I had this.
They had to have made so much. But
Anderson Silva looked great.
Yeah.
Knocked the dude out.
He was boxing before he started UFC fight.
And here's a nice little thing. So he beat Tito Ortiz, and then he gave his first class ticket to Tito Ortiz's wife.
Yeah.
so that she could fly with Tito Ortiz, together on the flight. I don't know if it was the flight there or
because
the flight back.
Tito really didn't know where he was at still, so he needed the nanny.
Have
you seen Tito Ortiz's fiance?
No.
It's not bad looking. She's
Is-
like a model, like businesswoman. So
Wasn't Tito Ortiz married or dating
Jenna
a porn
Jameson?
star?
Yeah, Jenna
So,
Jameson.
for reference comparison, the Mike Tyson exhibition sold 1.6 million bucks.
Yeah, but that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, you had a
I don't feel like this was advertised like that
no,
either.
and you also lost the one dude who got COVID like the week before. What's his name? The boxer.
Jake Paul?
No, it starts with a D.
Logan Paul.
De La Hoya.
Dogan Paul.
Oh yeah, it was
Paul.
with De La Hoya against.
Yeah.
Against
Vitor, yeah. And he got COVID the week before, so they brought in. But the other thing is to talk.
Wait, Evander Holyfield went in on that fight like a week away?
Like 2 days before.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's why he looked like garbage. But did you see the stop?
Also, he's 60 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shouldn't get in there if you can't handle it, baby.
Yeah.
No, but did you
Yeah,
see?
he shouldn't have been in there.
Tyson got in there and he looked okay.
Tyson's not 60.
He's like
He's in his
56,
And I think
58?
Holyfield's 57.
Yeah.
But did you see? He wasn't knocked out. He just wasn't doing it.
No, he just wasn't. It was the same thing that they do, like in amateurs, where if you're not like protecting yourself, they'll stop it.
Yes. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Like,
Well, he was kind of defending, but he wasn't.
What it is like you're not. It's not a defending thing. It's like you're not swinging. So it's like you're literally just like covered up, not
That's
doing
exactly what he
anything.
was doing.
And so if a ref sees that, they'll, especially given their age, they'll stop it for protection than anything.
This is why I bring this stuff to you, Joe.
Because I
saw that I was like, I don't think he's
that was literally my first fight. Like in the first, it was the exact same situation. I wasn't getting hurt, and I definitely getting hit way harder before. But he's like, you're not doing anything. You're just covered up. You're not swinging, and so it's the exact same thing.
Just tell him. He's got to tell him Joe takes.
Oh, this is the guy who would come like this, right? And then
he would just like come at you like full body, like
yeah. And Joe's like, this is the only boxing that I did not defend for. So
I was like, I don't know what to do.
Joe, we're like screaming uppercut, Hadouken.
Stop taking so long to throw the punches.
Oh, brother. But yeah, those fights were ridiculously
Yeah.
bad.
Listen, they were all. I hate to say this because I wish it did better, but you didn't need to buy it.
No.
You did not need to buy it.
Absolutely not.
It was like. It was a weird.
It's interesting that Silva's having. He fought in a real boxer before that though. He fought.
He fought Chavez. Yeah,
Chavez
Jesus Chavez Jr. or something.
And he won that one.
He won by that decision.
They're talking. There was a thing between Dana White and Jake Paul, or I don't know the difference between the two, but one of the Paul brothers.
Jake Paul is the one that just fought Tyson.
Probably Jake Paul. He's the one that's more vocal.
Yes, he's going at Dana, and Dana was like, I hope that the one of the Paul brothers takes on Anderson Silva, because Anderson Silva knows what he's doing, but the Paul brothers like to beat up on washed up old men. Like, take a shot at Anderson Silva, and then Paul came back and he's like, let me take on your boy, who's the Florida guy, the backyard brawler.
Oh,
Masvidal, yeah.
Oh no!
Masvidal, yeah.
But Masvidal's small for them too. So.
But Masvidal,
That's the other thing he said. Dana said, like, yeah, they'll take on guys who are 40 pounds lighter than them.
Yeah,
where
people don't know that.
Yeah.
they were. Yeah,
Silva and them are the same weight class.
Yes. Oh, and so it would knock them.
Masvidal was they were pissed because they disrespected Tyrone Woodley's mother. So like Masvidal,
Askren, we're not asking.
no, not Askren, some other guy
Definitely not. I think these are guys like in the camp.
in the
like
camp
whoever,
that are all a part of like American Top Team. There's some other guy that's in the UFC.
Is it Portier from there?
Was it Dillashaw?
No, it wasn't Dillashaw. I'm trying to think. It was. I think it was another welterweight.
Okay.
But they insulted Woodley's mom, and they texted Woodley or they texted somebody like Woodley's manager, and they're like, "Hey, we're getting on the plane and we're coming up there to wreck shit on the Paul brothers." You know, because I guess like Woodley's mom's really nice to everybody.
Yeah.
I think it may have been Usman maybe that also was thinking.
That-
of,
okay.
I know that when Usman beat Woodley for the belt, that his mom like hugged Usman.
Yeah,
up.
they
Yeah,
were. But
yeah.
they were like texting his manager like, "Hey, we're coming up there. We're gonna show these guys what really it's all about. You don't disrespect
No.
his mom like that."
And it wasn't the Paul brother, it was his stupid entourage.
Yeah, and
They
so,
suck them.
he texted back like no, and like the mom I guess like had worked out the situation herself or something. But like they were.
There's There's a couple good boxing fights coming up because there's
Tyson Fury,
Deontay Wilder, third one.
Yes,
When's that one?
That one's in October.
Yep.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure.
It's right at the beginning. There's two big fights.
Because they were supposed to fight in August, I think, right? Or they were supposed to fight in July or August, and then one of them got COVID.
Yeah, something like that. So there's that one, and then the other guy.
Don't tell me what to do, damn it!
The English fella who lost to
Eddie Hall?
No. This is another pro boxer.
The big boy.
Who's supposed to...
Joshua.
Anthony Joshua. He's got a fight, I think, at the end of this
Who's
month.
he taking on?
Fury's a 10-9.
He's taking on a guy who's interesting because he's got a very similar upbringing because Anthony Joshua started boxing at 18, won the Olympic medal for boxing in, I think, 2012, and then he's been undefeated up until that last guy that knocked him out, and then he beat him. Same guy. I don't know the name of him off the top of my head. I can search him, but he's very similar. Basically same upbringing. Started boxing late.
Oh yeah, but he boxes out of Africa, right? He wants to box out of Africa.
Something like that.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about because
undefeated.
I've never treated him well.
Went to Olympics. I mean, he's same path as Joshua, and he's undefeated. He's never lost a fight, so it's very interesting.
Nick Diaz fights next week. On the UFC.
Wait, Nick Diaz?
Nick Diaz is first fight back.
Way.
Yeah. He's
Robbie
first
Wilder,
fight back.
right?
Yeah.
Him and Robbie Wilder.
First fight back.
Wow.
His face is
Robbie
so
Wilder. Yeah.
His face is so scarred up. It's gonna be within 2 seconds. He's gonna be gushing blood.
His brother? He's gonna be worse than his brothers. His brother, you lightly tap his chin.
Oh, I'm pretty sure both of them are.
All
types of scar tissue.
The Anthony Joshua fight is versus Alexander Usyk. That's September 25th. So
That's next Saturday.
Yep.
Fury one's 10-9. I looked it up.
10. Okay, yeah, and so that's 2 weeks later.
Nice.
And when does the Mountain fight that one guy?
I think that might be at the end of this month too.
Jeez. Dude,
Mountain's
I
supposed to
love this
fight
time of the
Eddie
year. You got the NFL, you got NBA coming back, you got the NHL coming back, you got college football, you got a ton of good end of the year UFC cards, boxing cards. I mean, there's so much going on.
Here's the thing. In regards to the Mountain, everybody's talking about his amazing body transformation.
Yeah.
It's do you not understand that this guy's been lifting weights his entire life,
Yep.
and he maintained a physique that you needed to be that strong?
Exactly. They're all that big.
As soon as he got,
he's fighting tonight.
Oh, is it tonight?
Yeah.
As soon as he lost weight, of course he's going to be absolutely shredded and yoked out of any. I mean, the dude's got muscle on muscle.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But he was eating so that he could be bigger and people are here's amazing body transformation.
No, yeah.
What he did to cut weight.
just stop eating.
It's
Yeah,
stop eating.
forget my ignorance.
Stop eating 10,000 calories a day.
Exactly.
Drop down to.
Is that a boxing match between these two guys?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
he
Eddie Hall was supposed to fight Eddie Hall, but Eddie Hall ended up tearing his
bicep from the bone.
Yeah, in the middle of August.
Yep.
So he had to drop out. So now they got this arm wrestling, the arm wrestling
This
champion
guy's
of the
gonna
world.
get absolutely.
He's gonna get the short. His arm is like this. His arm's like this.
Listen,
from
he's
arm
coming in
wrestling.
he's coming in like that dude with the claw. He's got one good arm and one little. Oh man.
His arm is his wrist is his arm is permanently stuck like this. So he's gonna be punching like this.
It's such a.
They couldn't
circus
find
act.
anybody else. Yeah, it's such.
What is this on?
Who knows?
That's a great question. What is
Is this
on?
the Triller Club as well here?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, they were supposed to fight in Vegas. That didn't happen. They were supposed to fight in Florida. That didn't happen. Now it's happening in Dubai tonight.
I mean, if Florida,
it's probably Ray
if Florida doesn't
Why
let
was it? Why? Because could they not get licenses in the other states?
probably not.
I don't know why it didn't happen in
Or restrictions.
Vegas. I think Vegas they couldn't get licenses. I think they would have to wear headgear, and both were opposed to wearing headgear. They want to knock each other out. They hate each other. Eddie Hall and
they really that would have been.
So I think
Whoa! So the Eddie Hall and the Mountain really don't like each other.
No,
Yeah,
I didn't
know that.
Thor,
Bjornsson and Eddie Hall do not like each other.
They absolutely.
So I think
hate each other.
I think it was supposed to be an exhibition match, but in Vegas, I think since they're not regular boxers, would have been like an amateur fight. They were going to have them wear headgear, and they didn't want to wear headgear, so they moved the bout to Florida. And I think the bout got canceled or moved from Florida to Dubai because Eddie Hall just wasn't going to fight, and they couldn't sustain.
Devin Larratt is the guy who was chosen as a replacement.
Yeah, this guy's an arm wrestling champion. His arm is.
That just feels like an event you should have canceled. than try to wait for him to get healthy.
Well,
and
there's
then
a
go back
couple
into it.
people that
There's
threw
money
their,
to be
there was a
made.
couple decent names that threw their names out there.
There's a lot of it's I'm trying to find like the card for it. Because there's some interesting people on this card in general.
Frank Mir's
But
on
they're
it
not
again.
gonna give like the Mountain a good fight or like someone who will actually threaten him, because then it'll ruin this like Eddie Hall fight that, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
that's true.
a lot of what these fights are right now are just money grabs and circus acts that people want to grab, which is fine.
Absolutely
I mean,
fine.
if people want to buy it and do that, you know, put it out there and people are buying it. Who gives a shit about the competitiveness and stuff? But I think this is also showing the difference of like what a trained fighter looks like versus like the you know, I think this is like the thing. A lot of people go in and go, "Oh, I know how to fight. I know how to do this thing." And then you see these guys who are just absolute beasts in other things, like Eddie Hall.
You always like,
and you're like, "Oh, this is a completely separate skill."
how many times have you? How many times when you were growing up that you saw these guys and like they're always like Michael Jordan? How else would it have been like in the '90s? Not that this would ever happen, but like Jordan hated Isaiah Thomas. Like if they would have, could have gotten into the boxing ring. It's like you got all these feuds now, and these guys can make a ton of money.
Oh yeah,
get into the boxing ring. Why not do it?
Exactly. I mean, and that is what the Logan brothers, or no, the Paul brothers, Jake Paul, Logan Paul, have just been like cashing in on.
Yeah.
I mean, they're more a figurehead and like a talking head to like talk trash and get people like amped up and angry, and then people just buy it to see them, wanting to see them get knocked out, you know?
I'm not gonna lie though, I put 100 on Jordan easily in that fight.
I mean, I would love to see this Eddie Hall fight. If Eddie Hall...
Yeah, I definitely would have watched it too.
All right, boys. So we're gonna start with the first treat for episode 50. So the 50th anniversary is you're supposed to give gold.
Oh, okay.
So this is it. So we got the Solstice Lager by Stella Artois. It says exceptionally smooth golden layers, triple filtered for a crisp finish, crafted with a hint of citrus. And this wasn't our first choice for beers, but we couldn't get the Molson Golden Ale.
Oh, okay.
So it would have been the perfect golden beer for the 50th episode. Because 50 is gold, Chris.
Well, this is a gold lager, and
Yep.
it's very gold-like. So I think you found a fantastic substance.
We had,
Better than Devin Larratt fighting the Mountain.
Dude, that fight card is ridiculous. They got two guys on there that are CrossFit guys that are fighting each other.
Oh,
And then they got...
Dude, one of those guys is a former like special operations guy.
And then they got some girl that literally is like the world record holder, Steffi something.
Oh yeah, I did see this.
Steffi Graf?
Not Steffi Graf. Steffi Cohen. You can like find a video of her online where she like goes to
I like that.
I like this. Yeah.
West Coast Barbell
Just
out
like
in
golden
where's it?
ale
West
on there.
Coast Barbell or something.
So, I
whatever,
think you might be
whatever
right.
that gym, that crazy gym is out in like Cincinnati or Cleveland.
Uh-huh.
What does that say, Chris?
Golden Lager.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't see that on the box.
It worked out perfectly.
Hey, good job, Chris. Look at you choosing the perfect beer.
It's no Coors Light, but you hear that?
We do
Coors
have one
Light?
more. We do have one more gift before the end of the.
Yeah, it's a gift that nobody wants.
It's a gift you're gonna love, and you're gonna stop whining. Patrick,
Listen.
where's Katrina tonight? Oh, I thought she might have went early with Sarah to the old. Oh, and we didn't even talk about we're going for a brew taste tonight.
Yeah, Lincoln Park Zoo Brew.
Little brew taste. Somebody's got to be responsible, Chris.
We're gonna have a big group
Yeah, we are.
because Brian and Gressy are going.
Yep.
Sarah's going. Katrina's going. Lauren will
Yeah,
be there.
Lauren will be there.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
we
ninth
got-
wheel
we got,
over
like,
here.
We got.
Oh, you're
Listen,
always the ninth wheel.
Texture lady.
Yeah. Hey, there you go.
No chance.
Okay, so
She'll beat Polar
Yeah.
Bears and Lions, one of the two.
we did look it up. There's going to be 30 beers tonight, so we'll tweet out
34.
Instagram a bunch of the pictures and stuff out tonight. But there is going to be 30 spots for us to go.
34 vendors.
34. It's
okay.
only today though. They canceled yesterday.
Did they?
Yeah.
Really? I didn't know that.
Saturday,
Did you
Saturday
get
only.
your money back, or did they get to come today?
Wait, they canceled because of the rain, or they just canceled in general?
This was like a week ago. I got an email that said Saturday only. So I don't know. Maybe they didn't sell enough tickets because they also said they were only going to have a certain number of tickets sold. You can still buy them
I wonder
online
if
today.
COVID has done that much damage to it.
Well, yesterday when we were in Wrigley, it was dead, Joe.
Oh, really?
It's absolutely dead.
So it's got to be the COVID related thing.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
People are.
I mean, it's outside. You only have to wear a mask. I mean, not to say
Yeah.
to take away from the mask, but like it's outside, so I imagine that would attract a lot of people. And then the mask is only needed when you're like inside the areas because you're going to be outside the entire time. So
So I don't know about you guys, but I guess I really didn't listen to a lot of the news this week because I don't have like a whole I have some really good stories I want to bring up for our Joe's giving Joe the news segment, but we don't. I mean current events. I had nothing. Like I guess I just didn't listen or look at the news at all. But I don't like. I know.
Oh, I did watch the news yesterday.
COVID is a little bit. I think COVID's a bigger deal than, and I don't know that though.
I did watch the news yesterday. I did learn 2 interesting things. One is annoying as crap, and I want to punch somebody in the face about it, so we'll get to that. But the first one is a lot of the high schools in the area are coming up with alternative ways to do the homecoming dance. So a high school out in Lamont is doing their homecoming dance on the football field instead of inside the gymnasium.
That's how Sarah's school did it last year.
Did they?
Yeah,
and
did
then
it outside, like on the field.
And some school on the south side, I think Richards, I'm not sure which
Richard
one, is doing it on their tennis courts, and they're using the lines on the tennis courts to keep people in sections.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Do you have to leave enough room for you, the Holy Spirit, and Jesus? Well,
neither of these schools are Catholic or Christian or whatever. So
do you have to social distance dance?
Don't worry, the guys
They're
and
only
girls
allowed
will
to
give
be in
themselves
there.
enough distance. Listen, we all know how high school's dances were. It took till the last 45 minutes for everybody to start dancing.
Which is so funny because I was talking to Sarah about that. Very different experience.
Oh yeah, now they're all doing the TikTok stuff.
Oh, they're
twerking it.
No, like her experience, like dancing. I was like, we never danced like with girls. Like it was always in a group.
Yeah.
But there wasn't. She goes, oh yeah, we always. It was like, it was just a different thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I wanted to bring up before?
Yep.
Go ahead, Chris.
So the other one I got that was on the news that fucking is driving me insane, and I want to punch people in the face, is if you heard about this, you guys told me about the milk crate trend. You hear about the new trend called devious licks?
What is it? Devious
licks.
Licks. Okay.
Yes. Literally, it's kids going into bathrooms at their school and trying to steal stuff out of the bathroom. So like soap dispensers, paper towel dispensers, paper towels, toilet paper.
Racks, doors,
one group of kids tried literally to take a toilet out of the bathroom. They unscrewed the toilet and put it in the middle of the bathroom. Like some other kids stole a pencil sharpener from a school. I'd literally be like, if I was the principal or superintendent of one of those schools, I'd go in there, I'd lock every kid that's like from 6th grade up in the and I just have somebody haul ass and beat their ass.
How about the maintenance guys? How much do they hate their lives?
Oh yeah, I'm sure
they used to hate it when kids. There was a trend for a while where I don't know.
Just what that takes, but not beating a kid, but you know what it takes? It takes one kid getting expelled.
It just takes locking the bathrooms and not giving you bathroom breaks throughout the day.
It's that type of shit though that ruins it for everyone.
Yeah,
but I mean,
it just takes one. Or it takes like adult. But the problem is you can't have adults in the bathroom with kids.
No,
So it just takes one kid.
Get a bathroom attendant in every bathroom.
Well, the other problem,
bars.
You said that
you got to tip them too.
He's got mints and weird colognes.
Mm-hmm. You talk about the maintenance guys hating their lives. They're pissing all over the bathroom too as part of this challenge.
How is it? What is
you
it?
know what I think?
Why is it called a challenge? This doesn't seem like a challenge. This seems like a bunch of idiots.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but this is the old man. This is always the old man.
I mean, I don't think I would have done that.
We've never done any of that stuff. Like it's a Tide Pod challenge. We've never done. We were just like, all right, why?
I wish somebody would bring back the Tide Pod challenge and just like kind of kill off the herd.
So maybe we'll end on this, but it is kind of a sad thing.
We got to end on the Joe C. Lock of the Century.
I know, it looks like we're going to be missing out on some stuff here.
And we do our FanDuel pick.
Yeah, we might just have to tweet out our FanDuel.
Last week was very successful.
It was not good.
Brandon, you killed it for us.
Yeah, really, really great pick on our part.
Dickhead.
So maybe I'll cut this down and make it quick because I have 3 stories that I know Joe's not heard about in the news.
Okay.
And okay, is it say 17 minutes to get there? We're just checking.
No, they're complaining. They're
get
complaining.
here.
Yeah, to get here. They're complaining a ride.
So I had some. I just looked at some stories I knew Joe wouldn't know, but I thought one for sure I thought would be interesting because we had a conversation about this, Joe. One is the Vienna had a marathon last week, And the winner,
The country of Vienna?
or
Or the town of Vienna?
Yeah, whatever it is.
Sorry,
Not the Vienna hot dog place here.
That's what I was
no,
trying
I think it's is it Vienna in France or is it Italy?
Vienna, I think, is in Italy.
Italy.
It's a city
I
in
don't
Italy.
think Vienna's in Italy.
Is it?
I think it's in Germany.
Could be in Germany.
Oh, you may be right. We're man.
I could be wrong.
S&P fact, baby. But Vienna,
Austria, capital of Austria.
That used to be Germany.
used to be. Oh my God.
That's reaching. He's like, I was kind of right.
I'm
Better than Italy.
So I'm honestly gonna clip that part out. I'm gonna put that little part right there. But the boys talk about geography. But no, so the Vienna, the guy who won the marathon in Vienna by 3 seconds, he only won by 3 seconds. Learned out that he was disqualified.
Disqualified.
Yeah,
He ran a marathon and he won by 3 seconds, found out he was disqualified.
Yeah, and guess why he was disqualified, Joe?
Because he jumped the line.
No, we talked about this actually when we did the half marathon.
Oh, did he cut?
No, his shoes, the sole on his shoe was a 0.04 inch bigger than it could be.
Oh my God.
What a technicality that is.
There's regular shoe sizes?
Yes, yeah, because so we were talking about it. Nike has these insane soles.
We have not done a race in a while.
Yeah.
This is the first race we did in a long time. The shoes that people are wearing now are just, I mean, they're so different from 2-3 years ago.
Because it makes it's just it's so much more comfortable. Nike's gotten one guy, I think. I don't know if this is fact. This is another S&P fact. But the for marathons, what they're trying to achieve is a sub 2 hour marathon, and no one's been able to do it. And Nike's creating these shoes, trying to create shoes that helps these guys, and then their shoes have been disqualified.
This sounds a lot like the Olympics, not this last Olympics, but the one before that, where like they were disqualifying or like saying you could only wear certain uniforms for swimming because it was gliding across the water.
No, you're right. I do remember that. Yeah,
It's like the belly putter or chin putter, Pat. They don't allow it.
Yeah. Look, we got a ton of these.
DJ Singh used to use them.
We got a ton of these examples.
Did you use the belly putter in the tour?
So the next one I thought this was this is how the housing market is. But there's a famous skinny house in Boston, and it just recently sold for $1.25 million.
Is this the one that was like between two enormous
So,
buildings?
yes, they
It
call it
looked like
the,
the house from Up.
Yes.
In terms of like how is this tiny house and then all this stuff building around it?
Yeah, they call it the Spite House because two brothers who fought in a war got land. And the one brother built this huge house on the land and left a little spot for his brother. And his brother was so pissed, he's like, "Forget it, I'm gonna build a house here." So he built. It's a 2-bedroom. Like you can't like me, Chris, and Joe probably couldn't fit in it. Pat, you'd probably be very comfortable. But it was 2-bedroom, 1 bath for 1.25. That's insane.
That's
Oh,
wild.
Jesus.
1 point, yeah.
Here, you could literally probably lay across from wall to wall this building and
crazy.
touch it.
And then the last one, I thought this was just kind of cool because Chris has been bringing up a lot of older individuals doing cool things. There's a lady in, I'm not sure exactly where, but she's 101. Her name is Virginia. And she is still, I don't know if we brought this up. We might have brought this up already, but she's at 101 still hauling lobsters with her son. Guess how old her son is?
Gotta be like 79, 80.
God, you were right on the money
Really?
these days. This I asked him today when we were looking at the score, and I don't know if he's because this.
No, I did not look at the score. I swear to God.
He called the 63 like on the dot, and
Really?
her son's 78 years old
She's hauling lobsters? Like,
and 101.
is she doing like deadliest catch type stuff? Like
It's off of Maine. No, it's on. I think it's on the wherever you catch lobsters off of Maine. Her
George Craig getting pointed.
her son pulls up the lobsters, and she's the one who does the size, like the checking, sizes them, either shucks them back in the ocean or puts them in the hole.
Wow.
At 101, and she doesn't have any plans to retire.
Why not? What else you gonna do?
Yeah.
But that's what I'm thinking. Like, so are you guys like? There's some people like 51 and they're done.
No, we're not.
We're like, I don't think I'm gonna be.
I don't think I'd want to do I don't think I like that age. I wouldn't have like a 9-to-5 job, but I would like doing something.
I'm definitely gonna. I've definitely given this thought in that like I'm definitely gonna have hobbies that keep me
you gotta.
busy because the whole 9-to-5 thing
sucks.
Yeah, it's
Not
trash, and as soon as I can be done with that, I will. But I'm
Yeah.
definitely gonna have stuff that keeps me busy.
I'd have Dave returns.
Whether it's
That's
like-
what I would have.
It's whether it's like some sort of work where I do a little bit a day,
Yeah.
but I feel like that's where exercise is gonna come in. Like I I finally feel like I'm starting to get into a rhythm. I'm starting to introduce like weightlifting into my thing. Like that's where I'm like, I'll do that and then, go grocery shopping, take up painting or do something, some sort of hobby that keeps me.
I like it. But those are the three that I thought were kind of
That's
interesting.
incredible, though.
Yeah, isn't it? 101. 101, Stella. Like, that's just...
Now it's time for everybody's favorite segment, the Joe C.
Lager.
Second century of the week.
All
week
right.
2 NFL edition.
Let's go over how we did last week.
We won.
We won. Barely. Detroit tried to screw Joe's pick. But they held on. The 49ers held on for him.
Yeah. It wasn't... I felt like that was almost like a guaranteed lock that should have happened.
Yeah. Well, the under-over was 7.5, right, Peter?
Well, that's what I feel like a lot of...
No, it was 8. It was 8.5.
8.5, and they just blew it.
Yeah, they just blew it.
I feel like that was a lot of the games last week. Like, a lot of games went
Back and
way
forth, yeah.
different. Either they were closer than expected, or there were some blowouts or wins that weren't
You never know with the first week of the season.
Yeah, that's true. I say that's true. I don't know.
It is
fuck
true,
all
Joseph.
about football.
It is very
so
true, sir.
I'm talking out my ass, but
So give it to us, Joseph. What's
All
going
right.
to be today? What's
Wanna
this
shot
week?
with us? Celebrate our
the
50th
lock
episode.
of the century,
Little Goldschläger.
of the week. I had the window open for my pick.
Why don't you just pour them together and then hand them out?
Because that's not how I'm
Alright.
going to do it.
Okay, I have a couple picks here that I'm like kind of curious about because I don't want to pick the easy one.
Okay.
I don't want to give the easy one. But
Take the Bears.
here's Jesus. No, I don't want to
think-
pick one that I'm definitely going to lose either. Nothing against. Oh, I do have the Bears to win, but they're picked at 1. All right, against the Bengals. Okay.
Bengals of Cincinnati.
So this is the one that I think. How good is Detroit this year?
Not good.
Not good. So
They shouldn't be good. But
It would kind of be a guarantee to pick the Packers.
Maybe. The Packers look pretty dog crap
I mean,
last
the
week.
Packers are pretty bad, but
they were pretty bad
Last week.
But that doesn't seem.
They
to
also
be the
played it.
trend.
They also
Do you
played a
think-
good team.
Do you
though.
think it's because Rodgers has a man bun now and it took away from his power?
Could be. Could be. I think it could be he did zero training this offseason and just went on Jeopardy and hung out with his wife.
All right, this is one I feel like. Okay, Browns versus Texans. Is
Yep.
that like a tight game? Or
No,
is
that's
should
a
not
game.
be.
that's
That
a
should be a
gimme
layup.
too? God, all right.
Joe's looking at like his 1, 2, and 3 picks thing. I mean, maybe I should reassign these picks up and down.
No, I just. I mean, there's a reason.
Cleveland
they're
is
at
a
the top.
12.5 point favorite in that game.
Yeah, I think I got Cleveland pretty high. On my
Cleveland. Okay.
12.5, but I got them pretty high winning the game.
Oh well. All right. The Raiders and the Steelers.
Okay.
Is that a little more even?
Yeah,
little
that's
tighter?
A
A little tighter. I'm gonna pick the Steelers to be
Nice.
the lock of the century.
Steelers are Joe C's lock of the century of the week.
By
Okay.
the way,
And I'll
I
give
may,
you-
I may start watching Monday Night Football. I saw clips of the Manning stuff.
Oh, yeah,
that
that's
was so fun.
They're so good.
Oh,
they're
God.
only doing that for the first 6 weeks, I think.
Ah, that's a bummer.
And they're on ESPN too, so it's not ESPN.
They were
Yeah,
so
no.
good.
It
They-
was so fun. I
Joe-
watched clips after that, like afterwards, and it was so
they
great.
legitimately had to. Some guy had to come on and be like, "Guys, we're going to commercial break," because they couldn't. They wouldn't stop. They just kept
Yeah.
talking.
That's
All right.
awesome.
So the second gift for the 50th episode is Goldschläger. Again, anniversary is for
Hey.
50th. It's gold.
50th episode.
Cheers.
Here we go. Here's
To
the
50 more.
50 more years. Woo!
My liver can't handle 50 years.
Woo, baby! Oh, God, it's been a while. Me and Chris,
That's
were you a part of that, Chris? When
That
we
is trash.
woo, that's hot.
That is like a fireball. It's almost like fireball.
Okay, just a few more minutes here. I'm gonna end up.
It reminds me of
It's on fire.
what's the drink that I always like to get shots of that you guys are like, what the
Rumple
hell?
Mints.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's more. Isn't that more like?
It tastes
That's
like fireball. almost.
exactly what we need before we drink
It's cinnamon.
copious
Raspberry.
amounts of beer
Yeah.
all night long.
It's cinnamon
Yeah.
liqueur.
Well, that's awesome, boys.
If you don't chew
but
big red, then fuck you.
I wanted to say is Norm, like a little bit of remembrance to Norm Macdonald.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of sad. And you know what? I'll be honest with you. I never really liked his stand up, but I loved him on Celebrity Jeopardy.
I like him coming on Conan.
Go, Burt Reynolds.
I did because YouTube is just all it is right now is
Norm Macdonald
yeah.
stuff, yeah.
And watching, he is hilarious. Like
Yeah.
I get it. Like he was like a favorite of comics.
Yeah.
And
He was I think this is where like people would talk about comics
yes,
or like a I don't know if that's the right term.
That is the right term.
Yeah, comic.
comic, yeah.
Like he was just a guy who was funny but didn't have mass appeal in the broadest sense. But I mean, he's
Yes.
not, he was in Billy Madison.
Yep.
Check out Dirty Work, very underrated comedy.
Yes, very good.
Yeah.
Dirty Works. His stories with Artie Lang and his gambling were insane. Like you guys, like I get crazy. Norm and Artie used to do this thing called lightning betting, and that's where you take the over under, and if you take, say it's 40, you take over, and you bet $200. So every point over the 40, so say it ends. The points it was 50. That 10 points over, you get $200 for each of those points.
5 seconds or 5 minutes.
5 minutes. So okay, but yeah. But so
Battle of Cancer, 10 years, didn't really tell anyone.
that's the other thing is
Until
what's
family
funny?
even sounds like.
No, yeah,
Oh, really?
I don't think he told.
That's
I think
a
I mean, maybe he told us. Who knows? I mean,
he probably told his son. You hope he told his son.
Yeah.
But
That'd be pretty fucked up. He did.
you know what? If one clip, so the Artie Lang came out of hiding and talked about Norm, and I think that was hilarious. The other thing is, Chris showed me Norm and Gordon Ramsay and Conan learning how to cook some fish thing, and it literally, I couldn't breathe. I was laughing so hard. So if you get 5 minutes, you want to see what Norm is like. I think that's like the perfect clip.
It's so good. It is well worth.
Also,
the
we
5 minutes.
watched down
what-
by the van today. River Down by the
Oh,
van.
Can I just say one of my favorite
Yeah,
is
please,
him on
please.
Conan with the lady who was, she played, I think it was the lady who was I can't remember her name. She was on Modern Family. She was the love interest in Happy Gilmore.
Was she? No,
The
I think
blonde-haired lady.
No, you're the one from 90210.
Maybe it was
Yeah.
90210. She was doing some sort of
Courtney
movie.
Thorne-Smith?
But she was,
That's not the
Norm
same
She
one.
had
Macdonald
she had like a leather
I
jacket
know.
or like a leather
Yeah,
jacket.
yeah, yeah.
But
Norm
no, that's
Macdonald-
yes.
We
Oh,
talked shit the whole
that
thing.
one was not in Bailey Madison. Or something.
But yeah,
I don't know.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
whatever. Regardless, he's
Yes.
giving shit to this lady like the whole time because she's just not a good interview. You
Yeah.
know, just like really keeping it alive. And Conan at the very end, she's doing this movie and it's like this corporate movie or something. And Conan goes, make something of that, asshole, like basically. And he goes, you should call it chairman of the board, spelled Bored.
Yes.
And he just loses his shit. Even the lady's like,
Yes.
I can't
I'm out,
win.
and for that reason,
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Bye.